Now DK has his.
Yep.
Does he go scorched earth on his former team?
Man, I hope so, because I do love a good revenge game. It does something to me. But I think it's going to be tough if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get rid of that timidness he has in the pocket. He was too worried about the rush, which releases his ability to get downfield for DK Metcalf. And DK did great on some after-the-catch runs, but he's a down-the-field guy. And you got to sit in the pocket. You got to be confident to deliver to get the most out of DK.
We're going to talk more about their offense a little later in the show. In the meantime, another receiver. Justin Jefferson didn't go off week 1.
No.
What's he going to do against Atlanta?
He's not going to go off in week 2, unfortunately. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in football, but J.J. McCarthy is still growing. He looked great in the fourth quarter, but it's still going to take time before he fully gets the full power and get the most out of J.J. Jefferson.
And then finally, we've got George Pickens, who in week 1 didn't get much done against Philadelphia. We kept talking about how he's going to go up against the other corner, and we didn't see it. What's he going to do against the Giants?
I don't want to go 0-3 here, so I'm going to say George Pickens is going to go off, and he needs to. He needs to be more disciplined. He needs to be an outlet for Dak Prescott. He has to be able to be a guy that isn't just a go-ball merchant. You got to block. You got to have the details in every single route you run. That's the only way to truly take the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb, and I think he will do it against the New York Giants.
I want to get more deeply into that with Orlovsky has a tape of it, because there was some concern about what we did and didn't see from George Pickens in week 1. What did you see?
Not enough effort and not enough commitment to the team. For me, it's, do you want to be a part of this team and the future of this organization or not? And there is, to Hawk's point, there has to be this full package of commitment from George Pickens of you're going to be in on the contact of the play. Safety gets in on the play. You're running by your guy. You're a tremendously talented young man that's got a massive opportunity this season. But I can't have you jogging in run concepts or jogging in pass concepts if the ball's not coming your way. You're too talented and you're too important to your team. Hembo sent me a note. He hit 15 miles per hour last week on the GPS 18% of the time.
Burning.
That's not enough. That's not enough, dude. You got to be all in. I need to watch that tape and know that you're fully committed to every single snap and you want to be a part of the team. Because we can't, as the head coach, say, I'm all in on him. And
not giving a whole lot of effort on plays when you know he's not getting the ball.
Yes.
This is not a situation where, just one more thing. Schottenheimer, he preached in his press conferences about marrying the run to the pass.
Where you're giving maximum effort in the run game.
Yep.
Where you're running full speed at all times.
Yep.
I mean, again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but
You have no clue what you're talking
You know what you're doing.
You have no idea.
To get full effort.
In football, you do not have to give effort.
The quarterback changed. They won.
We're in Buffalo. When they had Nathan Peterman start out, they drafted Josh Allen, and the plan was to wait as long as they could before they turned to Josh Allen. That plan, and they waited all of one half of week 1. After this first loss, Brian Daboll did not initially commit to Russell Wilson. So now we have a situation where for every game they lose, for every time Russell Wilson throws an incomplete pass, these questions are going to come up. The fans want Jack Starr. They're going to get him at some point. We don't know whether it's going to be at halftime of this game or after.
does the quarterback's athleticism mask some of the offensive line issues? Can you do some more stuff with him to help the offensive line? But if it looks the same way, he'll be coming out in the second half.
All right, I have to leave it there for the moment. We're up against the bottom of an hour. We'll talk much more about this as we go because the fans want to see the quarterback change. And it is time for AI-generated fantasy insights provided by IBM. We look at the projected game breakers for tonight, specifically which players have a chance of outperforming their scoring projection. Jayden Daniels is projected over 20 points, has a high chance of outperforming that. Meanwhile, the Packers have a few receivers.
It showed yesterday, man. We took away his first read, and he was trying to get rid of the ball real quick.
Panic mode. So, I mean, you were there. You guys were both there. Let me start with you. You called the game. There was a perception. I was in a room, with a bunch of football players watching, but, 10 games at the same time. There was sort of a general feeling, oh, my God, this is the worst performance of week 1. Was it as bad as it looked?
It was. And you're watching the game and you assume after the first half they're going to make some type of adjustment. They're going to come out swinging. It's week 1. You don't know what you're going to get from Lou Anarumo and the Colts defense. And they didn't have the adjustment. But what Xavier Howard said is one thing to say it, it's another thing to show it. What you're going to see from the Colts right now is they're showing you one thing. They're going to blitz a linebacker and drop somebody back. Tyreek comes in motion. This looks like man-to-man. Tyreek is Tua's first read. So as soon as Tua catches the ball, he is looking to Tyreek. That is where all of his vision is. he didn't see the two defensive linemen drop back into coverage. So now when he rolls out and he goes to make this throw, he sees one linebacker chase a crossing route. He thinks he has his guy coming across the field. He lets this ball loose, and it's intercepted by a guy that started on the defensive line. Right. So when Xavier Howard's talking about when you take away his first read, Tyreek's not there. Now I have to go and reset, and now the picture has changed. Can I still find the open guy and be able to pick up the first down? Tua and the Miami Dolphins offense struggled with that all day long.
It's a great tape. It's a great tape. And you were there, too.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see it, Jeff and a lot of the Colts legends were there honoring Jim Irsay. I know that was very special to you and Peyton and all of the guys. That said, they were just dominated this football game. How bad did it look from the Dolphins?
It was ugly, and I will tell you, you people often talk about like being prepared. The Dolphins did not look prepared. And what he's talking about offensively, it wasn't just Tua. I mean, I saw offensive linemen block the running back run by in coverage. People not being, Tyreek Hill one time was in motion, acting like he didn't know where he was supposed to be. All of those things compound, and you think about as a quarterback, you have to orchestrate all of this, and you have to know where guys are going to be. So as these mistakes are mounting, you saw them press more and more, and it just got uglier and uglier. It was a beating from the beginning to the end. Nothing that the Dolphins did looked good at all, honestly.
They do not have enough weapons and enough different ways to play to be adaptable. Like, they built this offense around the fact that Tua can't get hit, and they didn't have a good offensive line. And so to that point, they are in a situation where they want to get rid of the ball quickly to their fast guys. And as Xavier Howard said, when you take that away, not only does Tua panic, but like the rest of the offense is not comfortable with that. They don't have plays or a system that allows them to attack in different ways.
Very quickly, can I just combine our first two topics here? You started by talking about the Chiefs and their struggles right now, at least in week one, and then you talk about the Dolphins and they're not looking good, and all of a sudden someone will say, well, maybe Tyreek Hill goes back to Kansas City. What do you think?
Someone might say that. Yeah, look, I don't think the Dolphins are ready to white flag their season, and Tyreek Hill, obviously, they hope to be a big part of it, but if it's this bad a month or so from now, then sure, we'll be talking about that name as a potential trade deadline acquisition, and the Chiefs always add a veteran wide receiver at the trade deadline, so it'll make a lot of sense to talk about a reunion.
You like it?
I mean, I think it'd be fun. Like, I think when you watch the Chiefs film from last year, it's not only that they couldn't protect Patrick Mahomes, there's a number of big shot attempts where it feels like Patrick is anticipating something that the receivers are not. And that relationship was there with Tyreek Hill. And you see him. He's throwing away from defenders, and the receiver isn't sensing that and turning around. So I think that it would be interesting, but both teams are going to have to get a little bit more desperate.
A lot of bad blood, dog. Bad blood.
One more overreaction. Bad Blood, of course, is also a Taylor Swift song, which ties you to Travis Kelce, which yes, it is.
I didn't.
So we're working.
I set him up.
I'll teach you the entire catalog as we continue. One more overreaction for you, Graziano, and that is about Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. If someone watched this game and said the Steelers now have the offense to finally carry them out of that